Hey guys, this is Anita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about all the series I'm hoping to read in 2023. I posted similar video in 2022 as well. I had 10 series in that list, but I only started 4 series from that. In addition to that, I started another 5 or 6 series and I finished most of them, so I think I did all right. I'm not exactly sure how I managed to limit that number to 10 this year. That's not at all possible. There are so many series I want to read. Some are old, some are new, and some are self-published. I cannot limit that number to 10 this year. Somehow I managed to cut down the number to 15. I am hoping to start at least 10 of them. The first series in my list is Dagger Coin by Daniel Abraham. The first book in the series is The Dragon's Path. I read Long Price Quartet by Daniel Abraham in 2021 and that became one of my favorite series. Last book, Price of Spring, became my favorite ever book. So I want to read everything by Daniel Abraham, but I decided to take a break after reading Long Price Quartet. So I gave a gap in 2022. But this is high priority for me in 2023. My initial plan was to start in Jan 2023, but I have to finish some series I already started. So I'm going to focus on that in first few months in 2023. So I'll start around April and I'll read one per month. Next one is a big one and popular one, that is Wheel of Time. I'm co-hosting a read along in Kate's Discord. Kate, Leslie, Stacy and I are co-hosting this. I think this is reread for Leslie and Stacy and first time for me and Kate. We'll be reading one book per month and there will be live shows at the end of each month. There are 14 books plus one novella, so 15 months commitment. I know it is a huge commitment. I don't know much about this series, but I know there is chosen one trope and I think first book is very similar to Lord of the Rings and later the world is expanded. Some of my friends love this series and some DNF'd it. I hope I enjoyed it. And next series is The Dandelion Dynasty by Ken Liu. This became very popular in BookTube last year. Most of my friends loved it. Charmaine and Pete enjoyed it a lot and they want me to read it. Also, I made a deal with Charmaine that if she reads Long Price Quartet, I will read this. I am not going to start in the beginning of the year because I already have Realm of Elderlings one book per month and Wheel of Time one book per month, and I have other commitments, other read-alongs. So I'll wait until October because we will finish Realm of Elderlings in September. I'll take a month break. Then I'll start this around October or November. Next in my list is The Risen Kingdoms by Curtis Craddock. This is steampunk swashbuckling epic fantasy which I generally enjoy. The first book is An Alchemy of Masks and Mirrors. Everyone I know enjoyed this. I heard great things about this trilogy, about magic system, about characters. I'm sure I'll have fun. All 3 books are less than 500 pages, I think around 420, 430 pages. So they'll be perfect to read between big books. Also, Alan from Library of Alexandria is hosting a read-along for this trilogy from April 2023 to June 2023. I'll be co-hosting this read-along with him. Alan and I both enjoy steampunk fantasies, so I'm sure I'll have fun with this. This is definitely top priority for me. Next two on my list are sci-fi, maybe only sci-fi series I'm going to start in 2023. First one is Xenogenesis trilogy by Octavia Butler. I read Kindred and Parable of Souls and Parable of Talents by Butler. She's fantastic in exploring real life issues through her stories. Her protagonists are practical. I like the tone, matter of fact tone she uses in her books. And all 3 books are less than 300 pages, so it is very doable. And the next sci-fi in my list is Three Body Problem by, I forgot the author name. Sorry. Another sci-fi trilogy I heard great things from. I think this is sci-fi heavy books and plot heavy and focus is less on characters. Almost everyone I knew enjoyed this trilogy. I hope I enjoyed. Next 4 series are also there in my 2022 list, but I did not start them. Also, all 4 of them are Alan series. Alan loves these and I'm sure I'll enjoy them. First series is, I am not sure of series name, Sharpe series by Bernard Cornwell. I think there are around 25 books in this series. I am not going to read all of them, at least this year. I'm going to focus on first three books. They are India campaign series. I am from India, so I'm very curious about them. And the next one is Warlord Chronicles by Bernard Cornwell. This is retelling of Arthurian legend. I heard great things about this trilogy, and almost everyone who ever read talked about these books in their best books they read. So I'm sure I enjoy them. But before reading this best trilogy by Bernard Cornwell, I want to try first Sharpe books. So I'm planning to read all six of these books in 2023. And the next one is Greatcoats series by Sebastian de Castell. I heard this series from Alan. He was talking about these characters in his favorite series video, and I immediately knew I would enjoy this series. Greatcoats are these traveling judges who uphold King's law. That's all I knew this series, but I am very sure I enjoy this series. It's a shame I did not read this last year, but I am definitely going to read this, at least start this year. Next on my list is Xenogenesis by Josiah Bancroft. This is another Alan series, and also my other friends Sharpe and Greg also love this series. Evie love this series, but this is not high priority for me because I am not sure if I can find time for all of these. So if I find someone to buddy read, then I'll fit it in 2023, or I'll move this to 2024. Next four in my list are unfinished series. I generally don't start unfinished series, but all these four series are popular. Everyone I knew are talking great things about this series, and I'm getting severe FOMO. So I decided to add these. So first one is a self-published series, that is Ashes of Avarin by Thiago Abdallah. First book is Touch of Light, and the second book is Shade of Madness, just released, and I'm hearing good things about the series. I'm breaking my rules for three reasons. Because of my FOMO, and there are griffins in the series, and Thiago is a friend. So I'm going for it. And the next one is also self-published series, that is Kallattian Saga. I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, Andrew. It's by Andrew DeMeritis. The first book is Deathless Beast. Author Andrew is very active on Wizardly Discord, and when he asked for reviewers for his audiobook, I volunteered because I heard this is cozy fantasy. At the time, I just finished Legends in Lattice, and I was on this kick for cozy fantasies, so I immediately volunteered, and Andrew sent me audiobook. I said I'm an immersion reader, so he also sent me ebook. It's been almost 2 months, I think, since it happened, but I could not read because of my commitments. This is a high priority for me. I'm going to read it in January. Definitely. I think second book in the series also released. Maybe I'll read back to back. And the next one is Empire of the World series by Richard Swan. The first book is Justice of Kings, and the second book is coming out in January or February, that is Tyranny of Faith. I heard such great things about this series. I think the first book is about this traveling magistrate and his investigations. I was very sure I would enjoy this book, but I was very stubborn not to start unfinished series. That's the only reason I did not start this series, but I can't wait anymore. I'm hoping to start this by the end of this year, because already 2 weeks will be out then, and I think third book will release in the beginning of 2024. So I'm planning to start this in the end of 2023. And the next unfinished series in my list is Burning Kingdoms by Tasha Suri. I think the first book is Jasmine Throne. This is based on Indian history and epics. I think it follows captive princess and her maid. And third book is coming out this year. So before that, I'll start and I'll read back to back. I mean, maybe I'll read one book per month and finish this. And that's 14. I have other series in my list, but I'm not sure if I can get to them. So I'll leave that for now. I also have other read-alongs to participate. Alan is planning to host 4 read-alongs this year. One of them is Raisin Kingdoms, and there are 3 other trilogies. I'll link his announcement video in the description. Please check that if you want to participate. I'll definitely take part in them. My taste is very similar to Alan's taste. His recommendations mostly work for me, so there is no way I'm going to miss them. And I also have standalone books I want to read. I'll soon post my 23 standalone books I want to read in 2023 video. Let me know if you want to join for any of this series. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.